Thanks guys, I'm Stephen Human. Now normally I don't start my travel adventures in front of a building, but today's a little bit different. This building is the headquarters of probably the greatest state park system in the entire world. Now here in Utah you're probably familiar with the national parks like Zion and Bryce, but you may be a little bit less familiar with the state park system. And if all you know about are Zion and Bryce, well today it's time you learned a lesson.
Everybody loves state parks. And you'll say, oh, I work for state parks, and they'll say, I love them. Our state parks are awesome. And the next question is always, what's your favorite? And they always come up with Zion and Arches and Canyonlands. And then you focus them in on, no, we're talking about state parks, those are national. And then they'll come to their senses and they know the big ones. They know the Bear Lakes, they know the Utah Lakes, they know the Antelope Islands. And then you find out where they live and they don't realize that they've got some phenomenal hidden parks in their backyard.
Fred Hayes has a natural love for Utah state parks that goes all the way back to when he was a kid growing up in Duchesne. Now, as director of Utah's park system, he is able to bring new eyes to the 43 venues across the state that feature everything from pristine water to history that rivals any museum in the country. The Utah State Park System, which is a division of the Department of Natural Resources, began in 1957 with 4 heritage parks like This Is the Place Monument and Camp Floyd. Today, parks dot the state and offer activities of every type, from ATVing the sand dunes of Coral Pink to wake surfing East Canyon. But some of the lesser-known parks offer things you would never expect and afford moments you could never plan for.
Some of my favorites are the ones that I've worked at. Some of those are little places out in the middle of nowhere. Red Fleet is amazing. We had the Paddle Fest at Red Fleet State Park this weekend. People don't know about it. I'm surprised at the number of people that I talk to who have driven to Flaming Gorge for years and they've seen the sign to Red Fleet, they don't know what's there. Escalante is awesome. Escalante State Park is a petrified forest that if you're willing to hike a little bit or even just a few feet, you can see petrified logs from millions of years ago. Down in that same part of the world, the Anasazi Indian Museum, the Anasazi State Park, is phenomenal, has a great collection, and people don't realize it because it's way out there. Territorial State House, the oldest existing government building west of the Mississippi, is right here, smack dab in the center of Utah, and people haven't been there. And there are stories that go along with that building. Well, I'll wait until you get there, and then you can hear the stories direct from the folks down there.
Some of our Utah state parks are off the beaten path, to say the least, but most of them are actually incredibly easy to find. The Frontier Homestead is right on Main Street in Cedar City. Red Fleet and Steinecker are 2 minutes from downtown Vernal, and Camp Floyd is just outside Eagle Mountain south of Salt Lake. Plus, there are parks for every taste. Want a day of quiet history? The Fremont Indian State Park and Museum is for you. Looking to hit the water in a new environment? Check out Millsite. Need to push your quad to the limit? The Jordan River OHV Park has what you need. With so much diversity and beauty, many of Utah's parks stand shoulder to shoulder with some of the most well-known attractions in the world.
We always claim that in any other state, some of our state parks would be national parks. I mean, think about the grandeur of Antelope Island State Park. Almost any place else, that's national park quality. Dead Horse Point State Park is national park quality. I had a guy tell me the other day that when he goes down to the Canyonlands area, he goes to Dead Horse Point. He doesn't mess around with Canyonlands or Arches because Dead Horse gives him that same view. It's less crowded and it's easier to get to.
There is another aspect of Utah state parks that sets them apart from their national counterparts, though. When you go to a Zion or Arches, you're there really to take a lot of pictures and not much else. The experience isn't really there for the most part. When it comes to real adventure, you need to look elsewhere. Lucky for all of us, you don't have to look very far.
We want you to bring your mountain bike and go for a ride. We want you to go for a hike. We want you to go down to Goblin Valley State Park and climb on the goblins. We want you to come and do things. And there are 43 of those areas that are just waiting for everybody to discover. Come see and do things in Utah State Parks.
More adventure than you can possibly imagine. All you have to do is go out and search for it. You can find out more about the Utah State Park System at stateparks.utah.gov. All the information is there. And if you start now, you and your family can have the most spectacular summer that you've ever experienced. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Human. We need to take a commercial break. When we come back, this week's product review. Hey guys, if you like that video, you're going to want to watch all of our other AYL videos. You're going to want to like it, you're going to want to share it, and you're going to want to subscribe, right? See all the buttons right here? This is what you're going to want to do, right? Click on them, because we have some really cool videos, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff, bloopers of Alicia crashing and stuff.
Why are you going to sell me out like that, Steven?
So you want to click all of these things and subscribe to our channel, because At Your Leisure is awesome, and we'll see you here for more videos.